Good morning, and happy Friday to you all. It is August 30th, 2024. Summer's winding down. Is crypto winding down? I hope not. I think we're getting started. Um, how's everyone doing? I'm pretty good. Yesterday was our 50th episode of Dgenz Crypto Weekly with friends. We made it to 50. That's almost a year. I'm pretty proud of that achievement. We could have easily stopped many months ago, but it's just fun talking crypto, fun having discussions with people, and it's good to keep yourself active in the world crypto because every day is completely different, very eventful, always something to do, always something to see. But if you haven't had a chance to follow me yet, here's my page. Give me a follow to keep updated on everything crypto related, since we're doing a daily stream now. And if you haven't had a chance to follow our Dgenz account, that is Dgenz NFT on X/Twitter. In the news, let's check out some news. So it looks like Bitcoin is going to close the month down 8%, which is almost expected. Remember, we talked about Bitcoin usually having a relatively up and down month in August. So if we can see the August months, right, we're going to probably close down more than 3.54%. Last year was 11.29. The year before that is 13.88. So, it all depends on, what part of the cycle we're in, right? And we'll see how September is, because look, if you see, September was pretty bad every single year, except for last year and 2016 and 2015. Could we have double years where September is actually positive? See how we had 2015 and 2016. So 2016 was the year before the bull run, right? Both years were positive. Could we have 2023 and 2024 positive? There's a possibility of that if you want to look for any trends or anything that resembles a trend. Of course, October is very, very bullish. We really expect October to be bullish. And then November, of course, some of the runs were incredible. Like 2017, the bull run year, we had 53%. 2020, which was a down year, leading up to the bull run, 42.95%. So really exciting times to look forward to. So let's see if that turns to be true. We'll look at Bitcoin in a second, but let's continue to see what we have in the world of crypto in terms of the news. Looks like Russia is about to use crypto to get around sanctions, of course, right? What do you expect when you apply sanctions against a country? They're going to try to get out. And so, of course, Putin is not stupid. He knows how to manipulate his opponents. And I think one of the things he's going to obviously do is utilize crypto to get around everything, including creating exchanges for his people, right? So they can use crypto in a way that they're not sanctioned from other parts of the world. So it says here, Russia's economy has been hit hard by some sanctions imposed by the U.S. and other nations following an invasion of Ukraine. Since Russia's invasion of Ukraine, it's faced 16,500 sanctions from the U.S., UK, European Union, Australia, Canada, and Japan. So they're trying to get around the sanctions. Obviously, they have to live. The people over there have to live. They have to find a way to import things. So it's probably a way to do it. The other thing I noticed, it was actually pretty funny. Let's see. So Trump might actually be one of us. What I mean by that is, one of the crypto bros. In essence, when you look at it, right? Like he's always in the crypto business for some reason. He's offering up NFTs. He's offering up collectibles, and so now he's trying to get into DeFi. It looks like he's going to offer a high yield decentralized finance solution. Says your former U.S. President Donald Trump, mysterious new crypto business plans to offer access to high yield opportunities, according to a clue embedded in the website for the project called World Liberty Financial. Metadata on World Liberty Financial says the only crypto DeFi platform supported by Donald J. Trump will connect to users decentralized finance's best tools for secure high yield crypto investments. So nothing earth shattering. I think he's just trying to piggyback on the explosiveness of DeFi, how it's taking the world by the storm, and it's there to stay. So, but one thing we notice about anything that Trump does is that the SEC goes after the related ecosystems. So we saw what happened with the NFTs that he listed and offered for purchase. SEC went after OpenSea with litigation. So this is going to happen for DeFi projects. I don't know. Let's keep an eye on that because there is a chance of that happening. It says here, Trump and his son Eric have been teasing World Liberty Financial as the Republican presidential candidate's latest foray into crypto. Earlier this week, Trump launched a fourth NFT collection in a bid to repeat his previous $1 million success selling crypto collectibles. He also separately promising to make the U.S. crypto capital of the planet if elected. So if you truly believe that Trump will bring crypto to the masses and he'll bring regulation properly, then please vote for him and make sure that it actually happens, because we need more crypto related things happening in the world. I think that's it for the news. Anything, if you noticed anything else, please send me a comment. I'll do my best to check them. But all right, let's look at Bitcoin price action right now. So this is the weekly Bitcoin price. Remember, we talked about this yesterday. We really want this candle here to at least close more than half of the previous week's candle, because it shows that we have some strength. Even though it can close red, we showed that bulls did come back. We pushed the price action to close much higher than it is right now. So right now it's sitting at obviously 59,000. If it closes somewhere around, say, 61, it's going to be bullish, not extremely bullish, but at least bullish enough so we can have a pretty good September. If it closes below this candle, it's going to be really bad, because it would show that there's a lot more bears or sellers this week than there were last week. And psychology will tell us all that there's going to be a red September. So it's really important to see today, tomorrow, and Sunday where this candle closes, because if it closes negatively, it's going to be a bad September for all of us. So we're going to look for, if we do have a bad September, again, 48,000 to be, maybe a support spot for Bitcoin. If we don't hold that, we're looking for the next EMA. So EMA, weekly EMA right here is the 200 EMA. It is at 36,000. I really don't think we hit that. That is too big of a drop in 1 month. I mean, we're looking at over 50%, right? Let me check here so I can tell you. So if we're going to close, say, at 59,000, a drop to this level, okay, so it's 40%, 38%. So really don't want that, because that's going to take alts down to a lower low, which could be, a blessing or a curse at the end of the day. If you have capital on the sides, that's actually good that you have now a chance to buy at a massive discount versus somebody who's holding a bag and waiting for the next pump. So it's important, if we see this Bitcoin weekly candle close bearish, we kind of have to sell some of our short-term positions in order to have some capital for the dip. So let's keep an eye on that just in case that things do turn bearish. Okay. The dominance chart. Let's look at that in a sec. Okay. So, whenever we see any doji candles, so candles that look like, let me remove some of these lines for you. Whenever we have these candles turn like that, which shows indifference or most likely a reversal, then we can expect things to turn the other way. So if this candle turns into a doji, right, there is a good possibility that it will be a reversal candle. It's not a guarantee, but there is a chance of that. So if it does close, we most likely could get something here, which means that we have dominance of Bitcoin going down to this level. Again, we're looking at EMAs. 200 EMAs is probably a good spot. So 52% is a bounce, right? But like we talked about before, to get an alt season, altcoins essentially have to be pumping with this dropping. All right. And most likely we'll get that sooner than later, just because, again, we talked about October, November, and December coming up. So if we have September, that's pretty shitty. Most likely we'll have this price action on this chart go down, just like that, in a September, October situation, and November. Tether dominance. Always got to check on tether dominance. Again, it looks like the Bitcoin chart, really, the section here, just because it's the dominance of Bitcoin is so strong. It's over 50%. That means any move in Bitcoin, it changes this chart drastically, right? So it's completely dependent on Bitcoin at this point. The lower the dominance, the less likely this chart is affected by Bitcoin in general. So again, with this candle, we really wanted to close bearish. We wanted at least half of the previous week's candle. Okay. And then, of course, we will have a drop if that's the case. Most likely what happens is we close in the next, 2 days, today, tomorrow. Yeah, today, tomorrow, and Sunday. I was just trying to think. Monthly close is actually different than the weekly close, which is interesting. So the weekly close would be important. If we close about here, then most likely we'll get a retracement, and then we have to make a decision at that level, right? So that we go up again and then down, or do we go down further than that, up again and do that, right? If we close this candle higher, then most likely we'll get a pump to here. We hope that this section here is a strong resistance, and that would have a bounce, because we already had that there, right? Are we just trying to confirm that second rejection? So we need 2 rejections really on this side to get a dump. All depends on this week's candle, because with this red candle last week was amazing, right? We really wanted something like this, but we're not getting it. We're getting essentially a full reversal, and a really strong reversal actually. So keep an eye on this chart. Let's see if we can close again. About the candle body cannot be higher than that, 5.58%, something like that. All right. Monthly. Let's look at monthly, because we were approaching the end of the month. Fortunately, we couldn't close red. Clearly, this was a bounce spot. This was back in March, I think. Right. Again, it was to reflect that section there. And then, I actually thought this EMA, this cross there and there, would have been a good spot to reject, because if you look at this chart itself, okay, we've never actually had a EMA cross. So if you look everywhere, even from 2017, so there's nothing here, there's nothing here, there's nothing here, nothing here. We finally have a cross, which is a really, really bullish cross, right? So again, everything on this chart is reversed. So if this cross here happened finally for the first time in so many years, I really thought we're going to have like a mega cycle happening. And when this candle came about, it was actually really unusual, especially in this formation, because this is a rising wedge, and usually in a rising wedge, things fall like that. And again, the other thing that I'm looking for is things in threes. So the first section is here, the second section is here, the third section will be here. All right, so this is why I want to talk about being optimistic for the end of the year. I'm usually like that, because I can see there has to be some sort of a drop here, and we're waiting for that. Again, I hope that's October, November, into the election cycle, and especially with everybody talking about crypto, I think we're going to probably get that. If you're watching the stream, I thank you. If you had a chance to follow me on Twitter, right there, hit that follow button. What are we going to talk about today? Quickly, I want to see some. I want to see some shit coins. Usually, when I search CoinGecko, I find all kinds of shit coins being trending. I mean, if you know these shit coins, fantastic. I don't. Pepe Fork, right? Dogs, Simon's cat, right? Like, I don't know any of this. Cloud. Obviously, if I don't know any of these and you do, please send me a comment. Obviously, I would like to learn about any of these coins if they're worth looking into. Like, I would like to know what Cloud is. Is that a meme coin? Got a market cap of 52 million. It has a daily volume of 23 million. So the volume to market cap the ratio of volume to market cap is really, really good. Circulating supply is only 18% of total supply, so it's not bad. It is on Solana. Oh, it is a Sanctum token, right? Okay, I got you. All right. So that's going to probably be worth something. I know a lot of people are into Sanctum, so maybe that is a good token to look into. It's trending because it's up 22%. Toncoin, market cap of 13 billion. All right. And is it me that they changed the icon of Toncoin? I thought it was a different icon. It looks like a dog or some sort, like a cloaked dog. Daily trading volume is 377 million, which is obviously amazing. Obviously, the one thing I don't like is max supply being infinite. Let's jump into Toncoin and see how it's doing, because we were looking at it the other day. All right, just give me a second. Let me find the chart that I was on. Okay, so it's a KuCoin chart. Okay, all right. So this line here was a good support spot, right? So we had the initial drop, which was here, and then pump back, and then of course touch back again. So this could be a good spot to add again, right? All depends on the MACD, right? So where is the MACD? What it is doing? It does look like a double bottom here, right? So if I'm looking at it, you go single bottom, double bottom, and the bearish momentum is getting smaller and smaller. On the daily scale, right? It hasn't started pinching, but the momentum's getting smaller, so it might be a good spot to add if you haven't had a chance to add. And then if it doesn't hold and drops further, we're looking at things there as the next add. So if I look at it, so we're looking at 3.4, so $3.40, or which will be the upper area. I'll show you the upper area. Upper area is right here. $4.23. So those are the two good spots to add if it does break down from here. Let's look at cloud, right? So cloud was up 20%, 22%. Let's look at cloud and see if we have anything there. I'm trying to find it. It looks like it's listed. No, there's a lot of these cloud. Maybe I can look for Sanctum. There, only listed on Gate. Okay. Yeah. So we have this massive pump, most likely from a news event. The MACD is obviously looking really, really good. There's no regression in momentum. Let's put it on a 15-minute scale. It looks okay. I just think right now it's a bit stretched. You know, it does look like it's hit a high spot right about here. That's why it's suggesting a resistance. You know, where could you add back if you're selling right now? Obvious spot is right there. It proved to be a good resistance that turned support. The next one will be about here, right? You can even say that, oh, there's one down here, right? You can do that. So those are the four spots, right? One being the resistance at 29 cents, 26 cents proved to be a good buyback, then 21, and then 19 if we do have some crazy drops. Its market cap is pretty good, so I wouldn't say that it is done. If you really think that Sanctum has a good chance of surviving this bear market in September, if we do have one, then 52 million market cap is pretty good. It's probably going to get another 10x out of it. So I would say, you know, start selling at about $1. Let's do some retracements for you. Right, we go all the way to the bottom, and then check out where the retracements are. Okay, so we got one at 52 cents right there. We have another one at 71. So keep an eye on these. Okay, so 71, if you're willing to sell there. And then another one at 90 right there. Okay. Sometimes we look at also the golden ratio ones, which is like the 1618 fib. So like it will be here, right there, or the 2618, and so on and so forth. So yeah, so that's basically where I would be selling for cloud if you own some Sanctum. Okay, it's a good spot actually to scale out. Like it's, I mean, you're looking a pump from 16 cents to 29 cents. That's pretty good. You know, we're up against the time today. I think we're at 20 minutes, but I'm going to take a look at another coin that's listed on CoinGecko for this Friday. What is exactly Zeno? If you know what Zeno is, please let me know. It's got a market cap of 75 million. Trading volumes under 1 million. Total supply is infinite. Obviously, I hate that. Portfolio ads, there's 26,000 people that are watching, so it's pretty good. It's probably got a good following. Where can you get it? Mexi, Bioeconomy, CoinEx. All right, so some tier 2 and tier 3 exchanges. Let's look at Zeno. All right, so it looks like it's had a pretty good run, right? Like it started the run up in July, you know, and then it started making higher lows and higher lows, and then eventually sprung. So, you know, when it's reaching higher than these EMAs, you got to keep an eye on it, right? Because if the gap is really, really strong, like there's so much air between the price action and the EMAs, there's a good chance there's going to be a regression towards them. So you really want to keep an eye on that. Okay. The other thing is looking at this chart itself, we can see some trend lines form right away. Okay, so we saw resistances, multiple resistances there. Most likely we get some resistances up here, right? The other thing I see is a slanted inverted head and shoulders. So left shoulder, head, and then right shoulder. So I think we still have room for a run to those resistances. So we're looking at another 40% in Zeno. Okay, now could it drop back down? Absolutely, right? So we talked about the EMAs being so far ahead, so far behind price actions. Price actions here, EMAs are here. So there's a wide gap in between. It might be wise to see whether or not it fills here before it goes back up to that level. So I would say if you're still holding, right, maybe put a stop loss at this level, so at 490, and then if it drops down to 380, now you have at least another opportunity to buy. Okay, and if you're not in a trade like this, I would stay clear until I know for sure if it's going to give me a direction either way, right? I really want to know if it's going to make sure that this EMA is the spring to get to up here, you know. So I would wait, but it looks like a good trade. You just got to wait until the proper moment. Like to me, a good moment would be start adding when you have this crossover, right? Another crossover. Okay. You really don't want to be adding when the crossover is really high. That's when it's actually time to sell. Same to here. Okay. Okay, so that pretty much brings us almost to the end of the stream. If you enjoy this stream, as always, give me a follow on Twitter. This is how we grow our account. This is how we grow our content. It encourages us to keep going and provides you guys the best analysis pretty much in crypto. And let's see each other tomorrow. Who knows, we might get a pretty good close in Bitcoin this weekend. Thanks again. See you tomorrow. Bye.